Today on The Young and the Restless, Chance has to disable the bomb strapped to Faith, Victoria watches Nate and Audra, and Sally learns of Adam's choice. In the sewer room, Chance tells Sharon to step away from Cameron's body. He checks for a pulse and declares that he's dead. Faith begins to panic. "Get this bomb off of me." Chance warns her not to touch it. In the hospital, Sally tells Adam the last thing she remembers is having a headache and Elena talking to her. She was short of breath. "Did I pass out?" Adam says he needs to talk to her doctors and get more information. "Right now, you just need to rest." Sally says, "You're scaring me. Is something wrong? Is our little girl okay? Where is our baby?" Adam tells Sally she has to rest and can't get worked up. Sally senses he's hiding something and demands to know what's going on. "She clearly had a C-section. Please just tell me what happened." Adam sighs. He asks if she remembers when she was admitted, and Elena warned there was a chance they'd have to induce labor. "Unfortunately, that happened, and you lost consciousness, and they had to do a C-section." Sally thinks their daughter must be tiny, but that's okay because they have a great neonatal department. Adam looks down at the ground. Sally wants him to take her to the baby and struggles in the bed. Adam asks her to stop and says, "Look at me." Sally grimaces. "Nope." Adam tells her there were complications during the surgery. Sally cries that she's strong. She's a Spectra and a Newman and can handle anything this life throws at her. Adam whispers, "Not everything." His voice breaks as he breaks the news. "She didn't make it, and I'm so sorry." In bed in a suite at the GCAC, Nate tells Victoria that they may need to cut back on some of these corporate suite meetings. He wants to be able to focus on work. Victoria thinks that's a reason for more meetings given how closely they'll be working together. Nate muses, "All Newman, all the time. I like the sound of that." Victoria offers to distract him and they start making out. After sex, Victoria tells Nate she can't stop thinking about Nicholas dealing with that Cameron Kirsten nut. She hopes he doesn't do his usual thing and try to take care of everything on his own. He tends to fly off the handle and make everything worse. It's how he ended up in jail. Nate thinks he has a lot of backup. "You just have to believe they'll be able to get this guy and bring him to justice." He takes her drink and soothes. "Let me help you get through this. Whatever you need, I'm here for you." Victoria embraces him. She feels better already. In the sewer, Chance examines the bomb around Faith's middle. He asks how Cameron put it on her. Faith says she must have been passed out and has no idea. Sharon points out no one has touched the detonator. Can't they just take it off of her? Chance says no. The bomb is rigged with sensors and could detonate on the spot. It's also wireless so it can be triggered from another point. The sensors will have to be carefully deactivated, one by one. Nick asks, "You can do that, right?" Chance confirms he's trained to disarm explosives. Sharon tells Faith they couldn't ask for a better person to do this. Nick holds a light as Chance asks Faith to hold very still. "We're in this together." Faith intones, "If the bomb goes off, we both die. I trust you." Chance gets to work and Sharon tells him this isn't like in Spain. Chance asks Sharon and Nick to step back, but Nick has the light and Sharon has Faith's hand. "We're not going anywhere." In the corporate suite at the GCAC, Victoria and Nate are back in bed. He wants her to be able to lean on him. Victoria tells him that just being there helps. She worries about Cameron being a wild card. Nate reminds her she has no control over it. Victoria says he's right, but this situation is a powder keg. Nate knows Nick can be a loose cannon, but this time they brought in the authorities. Kirsten doesn't stand a chance. In the sewer, Chance urges Faith to be patient. He warns he's going to cut the first wire and asks Faith not to breathe. Sharon cringes, but Chance is successful. 5 more to go. Faith doesn't want them all to die. Sharon assures her that Chance will get them out of this, and she'll hold her hand until he does. Nick isn't going anywhere either. Chance agonizes over the colors of the wires. In the hospital, Sally gasps, "This can't be true." Adam is sorry, but it's true. Sally yells that they said she was going to be strong and a fighter. "How can all that be gone? I wasn't even awake. I never even met her." Adam knows it seems like a bad dream. Sally protests, "It's not real. It's not real." She screams at Adam when he tells her to rest. "I need to know what happened," she rails. "Why? Why did I lose consciousness?" If she hadn't, they could have fought together. Adam shouts, "Stop. You did nothing wrong." Sally sobs, "Then why? Why is our little girl gone?" Adam's face is full of despair as she bawls. In their suite, Nate tells Victoria he's there for her no matter what happens. Victoria knows this will take a toll on Nick, who will need to spend some time with Faith. He'll have to take some time off. Nate counters that he may want to keep working. He suggests they go downstairs for a nightcap or a tea to wait for an update from Mickey. Victoria likes that idea and is really glad he's with her now. Nate says, "Me too." At the hospital, Sally asks for Nick and Adam says he's not there. Sally grits, "You didn't call him?" Adam, "I've had enough of your stupid competitive games. Seriously, are you that selfish that you are pushing Nick away when I need him most?" Adam says he's called him and left him voicemails. He even reached out to their father to try and get in touch with him. Sally thinks something must be terribly wrong. Adam makes excuses, but Sally cries that he's taking care of his real family. Adam is sure he'll be there as soon as he gets the messages. He shows up when people need him and she needs him now. "I promise you that he will be here for you." In the sewer, they all breathe a sigh of relief as Chance cuts another sensor wire. Faith worries that it's always the last one that's a problem in the movies. Nick tries to distract her with dad jokes, but remembers she's not supposed to laugh or move. Faith asks him to tell her something else. Nick and Sharon talk about how Sally's baby girl will look up to her. Sharon teases that Nick loves to spoil his girls. Nick is looking forward to that. It's one of the greatest joys of his life. Suddenly, Chance says, "It's done." He removes the bomb from Faith's waist and Nick and Sharon embrace their daughter. "You're so brave." Chance tells Sharon and Nick to take Faith out and he'll take care of everything down here. He assures Sharon that Cameron's death was a clear-cut case of self-defense. Do not for a second question whether you did the right thing. Sharon credits Nick for thinking of the knife. Nick leads Faith and Sharon out and Chance turns Cameron over. "Should leave you down here with the rats." He radios for backup to wrap up the crime scene and move the body. In the hospital, Sally's worried that something happened to Nick. Adam tries to tell her not to worry and Sally becomes irritated with him. Elena comes in and says she's sorry for her loss. Sally snarks at her. Elena understands words are hardly comforting at a time like this. Sally apologizes. She doesn't know how to feel and says nothing seems real. Elena asks Adam to step out so they can chat. Adam assures Sally he's there if she needs anything and isn't going anywhere. Sally asks Elena, "You were in the delivery room." Elena nods, "I was." Sally needs to know how this happened. "Was there nothing you could do to save my baby?" At Sharon's house, Nick leads Sharon and Faith inside. They're followed by Victor, who tells his granddaughter he would have been right by her side if the police had let him into the sewer. Sharon shudders to think how things could have gone. Victor steps out to call Nikki and update her. She's worried. Sharon and Nick fuss over Faith, who asks them to just sit with her for a bit. They assure her, "Whatever you want." They all express their love. Faith asks how her mother is doing. She must be freaked out over what she had to do. Sharon says having her there is all the comfort she needs. Nick says Sharon is a brave woman and curses Cameron for trying to make him choose between them. He's sick and demented. He too is worried about Sharon after what she had to do tonight. At the GCAC, Nate comes downstairs and spots Audra at the bar. She muses that his work ethic is impressive. Nate warns that Victoria is freshening up and joining him for a nightcap. Not that it's any of your business. Audra reminds him it is their business. Nate updates her that the situation Nick is in is dangerous. A stalker from Sharon's past has shown up. Victoria is going to force him to take time off. Audra imagines Nate must feel conflict, getting his big chance due to Nick's troubles. At the hospital, Elena knows how overwhelmed Sally must feel right now. "I want to be honest with you. What you're feeling right now is probably going to intensify before it gets better." Her hormones are plummeting and it could be months before she feels herself again. She urges her to accept all the support she can. Sally has one question. "What did I do wrong?" Elena tells her this wasn't her fault. Sally cries that she had one job and she failed. Elena wishes she could take that feeling away. Sally asks, "If I had been awake in the delivery room, could I have saved her?" Elena says no. The complications put her and the baby in danger. That's why there was no time to reach out to next of kin and Adam had to make a choice. Sally asks, "What do you mean make a choice?" Elena says, "If we were only able to save one of you, Adam had to decide, you or the baby." Sally gulps, "Adam had a choice." At Sharon's place, she assures Nick she's fine, she's only concerned about Faith, who will need help processing this. She'll make some calls tomorrow. Victor re-enters and says Nikki sends her love. Sharon announces she's taking Faith up to her big, warm, safe bed, and might just join her there. After a round of hugs, they head upstairs. Victor tells Nick he's glad Sharon got rid of that son of a bitch. Nick's worried about what it will do to her when the shock wears off. Victor's going back up to the ranch to see Nikki. Nick thanks him for everything. Victor says before he forgets, Adam was trying to reach him and seemed very concerned. Once his dad's gone, Nick pulls out his phone and sees the missed calls. At the hospital, Adam answers Nick's call and asks where the hell he's been. He's been trying to reach him all night. Nick says it's a long story, but Sharon and Faith are safe and Cameron's been taken care of. Adam sighs, "Well, that's a relief." Nick hopes he didn't tell Sally what was going on with Faith. He didn't want to add to her stress. Adam confirms he kept it to himself. Nick asks, "So what's going on? Why did you call?" At the GCAC bar, Nate tells Audra he feels for Nick. They were always friends until he decided he was too power-hungry. Audra notes that if he takes his place, it will only make things worse. Nate says if Victoria needs him to step up, he will. He'll need Audra to step up as well. She's ready. Victoria appears on the staircase and watches Nate and Audra as he puts his hand on her arm and thanks her. At Sharon's place, Nick listens over the phone as Adam tells him that they should talk. Can he get away right now? Nick frets that Sharon and Faith are really shaken up. Adam explains they're at the hospital. Sharon appears behind Nick as he gawps, "The hospital?" She tells him he should go to Sally, they'll be fine. Nick tells Adam he's on his way. At the hospital, Elena warns Adam this isn't going to be easy. Losing a baby is one of the hardest things she's seen in this job. She asks how he's doing. He lost a baby too. Adam says it just doesn't seem real. Elena acknowledges he had to make a difficult decision in the moment. "If there's anything you need, let me know." She's there for both of them. Adam thanks her and walks back into Sally's room. He sits at her bedside and says he just talked to Nick and everything's fine. He's going to be here soon, just like I said he would. He'll sit there in case she needs anything. Sally fumes, "How could you do this? How could you let our baby die?"